Greetings. Thank you for clicking on this video. In our previous video, we discussed formal letter, features of formal letter, and samples of a formal letter, and we discussed the hint on how to write a very good formal letter. So if you haven't watched that video, please check it on the channel. You will see a video on formal letter writing. So today we'll be looking at informal letter. What is informal letter? What is informal letter? Okay, informal letter is the opposite of formal letter. Formal is official. Informal letter is a letter that is written to somebody you have personal relationship with. Maybe a letter you write to your mother, to your brother, to your sister, to your father, to your very close friends can also be referred to as an informal letter. So let's look at the definition of informal letter. An informal letter, we also call it a personal letter. Why do we call it a personal letter? Because the letter has to do with someone that have a very close relationship with the writer. So if I'm writing a letter to my mother today, it's an informal letter. So I am also permitted to use some informal statement or informal utterances like momsy, big mama. No, if you are calling your mother that way, you can also insert in a letter to her. That is informal letter. But one of the things that most students don't understand about informal letter, especially when writing an informal letter during the exam period, is that they believe that since it is informal letter, you can write it anyhow and then you will get your mark. No, because it is informal letter, but you are writing it in a formal setting, or you are writing it for a formal examination. And you also put it in mind that the person that is going to read the letter, even though it is a letter to your parent, is not your parent, is an examiner. That's why several students have to used to get low mark in letter writing, or even writing general letter writing, essay writing, because sometimes when we discuss it in a informal letter, people believe that, okay, it is my brother, it is my father, so how I write it, it will be considered. No. And that is why many students run away from formal letter in examination and writing formal letter. So a letter you write to somebody who is very close to you is an informal letter. And look at the examples on the screen. Letter to your close friend, intimate friend, mother, father. There, apart from a letter to you write somebody who have a personal relationship with you, there are certain features that need to be put into consideration when writing informal letter. Many people may not consider this, and that may be the reason why in their previous exam they do not perform well in English language. Now, the address of the writer. How do you write the address of the writer? Especially, how do you write your own address? Now, if you are a student, you can use the address of your location, that is where you are living, or the address of your school. If it is instance, you are writing a letter during the WAEC exam, informal letter during WAEC exam, it is good you use the address of your school. One of the reasons why it is good to use the address of your school is that you know your school address very well, and there is a probability of writing it without a mistake. Possibility of writing without any single mistake, and at the end of every line there should be a comma to the last line. Now, the last line, for instance, if the address is, let's say, government secondary school, Madobi, Kano, maybe government secondary school, PO Box, Madobi, Kano State, full stop. Then you add the date, 10th October 2021, full stop again. Then we have greetings and salutation. Dear sir, dear ma, dear Lawrence, dear Joseph, Dear Salami, Dear Aisha. These are some of the salutations we can use. Or Dear Momsi, Dear Big Daddy, Dear Sweet Brother. All this can be used in informal letter, but make sure you use a salutation that is a common knowledge. That is a salutation that the examiner will also note it. For instance, if you use like Dear Pempe Kuku, no, it may be a name you call your mother or your father or your relative, but the examiner does not know what is Pempe Kuku. When you say Dear Pempe Kuku, you may be wondering what exactly are you trying to pass across. So use a salutation that is common knowledge. Then title in certain cases. No, it's not in all informal letter that you have title, but if there is a need for it, especially in a formal exam, like either Cambridge International Exam, WASSCE West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination, or any other senior school certificate examination, or a letter, personal is letter that requires title, you include it. The body of the letter is divided into paragraph. You start the body of the letter with the introductory paragraph. How are you, mom? How is your day? I wish to start this letter by expressing my appreciation to you on the recent money you transferred to my account. I am very glad, mom. Thank you very much for giving me such amount of money for my upkeep in the school, or something like that. You can start it as your introductory paragraph. Then good expression is very, very important. Use good English, use good sentences. Let the sentence be very, very structured. The organization is also very important. How do you organize the letter into different paragraphs? One paragraph should not have 20 lines, and the another paragraph have 2 lines. That is not a good organization. Let the lines in every paragraph be moderate. Name of the writer, which is, you can write your name, and if there is an office you hold, if you wish to include it also. Then signature. From there you write concluding salutation. Yours sincerely, Mommy's first son. Yours sincerely, Deborah. Yours sincerely, Enenche. You can use any of this name. Then let's see some of the questions informal letters. These questions are taken from the past questions of West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination. Let's look at question 1. Your brother, who is in the 3rd year in another school, has written to confide in you that he is about to stop schooling and go into business. Write a letter to him advising him against his decision. Okay, look at the question carefully, and then let's look at the second question also. You are about to graduate from secondary school and you held the position of a library prefect. Write a letter to your friend telling him or her your experience and how they have contributed to your life in a positive way. Then look at the question 3. Your father has just built a new house for the family. Write a letter to your elder brother who lives abroad describing the new house and the prestige it has accorded your family. Now all these are informal letter, and you are expected to write it in a very good expression to earn a good mark. Now let's look at question 3. You know, we have question 1 and 2 and 3 here, so I try to answer the question 3. Let's look at my answer. Now 10 Daro Street, Somi, Bagada, Lagos State, 30th November 2021. You can see my address here, and See, I told you earlier, after Lagos State there is a full stop, and then after the date there is also another full stop. Now, dear Tunde, you can use dear Tunde, you can use dear Omada, you can use dear Ikechukwu, you can use dear Sani, dear Ahmad, or any name that and in the exam does not necessarily mean that you use the name of your blood brother or whoever you're writing. You can just come up with a very good name that you use. Okay, and make sure the name is also moderate. Don't use something like Deya Akakabiaka. Now, such name may even the examiner may be wondering. You can use native name, but at least let it be a very moderate one that can be pronounced. Okay, as we use Tunde here, you can use Deya Ola. It's also a very good. Deya Chioma, Deya Sani. All these are good names. Now, look at how I started the letter. How are you? Thank you very much for your last letter. It was great to hear from you after many months. You seem to be having a nice time in London. Now, this indicates that the brother I'm writing to is in London. It is with a great pleasure that I write to inform you about the prestigious house our father built for us as family. The house is located in Lagos, close to Lekki. It was completed in October 2021, and then we moved into the house on 20th November 2021. So the house is painted brown and cream colors, which that knew it is your favorite color. The house is duplex. It has 5 bedroom and a swimming pool. The house is very beautiful and the architectural design is very standard and professional. Many people are attracted to the house and they are demanding for the house plan from the construction manager. Now you see, this is the second paragraph. You see how I come in detail about the description of the house. Now look at this. This is the continuation of it. You can pause the video when you are watching it. You can pause the video and then read the letter completely. There's no need for me to read this for you. Just pause the video when you are watching this area and then you read the letter. Now, this is just a simple response, and if you respond like this in exam, you will be able to get a very good mark. Okay, yours lovely sister Omolara. That is the concluding salutation here. Now, okay, so read it carefully, and after doing this, please go back to the questions, question 1, 2, 3, and still try to attempt them, especially question 1 and 2. Try to attempt them, and then you can even send me your attempt on the comment section. I will respond and give you necessary advice and corrections and suggestions free of charge. Okay, because my aim is for you to write a very good informal letter, be it in exam or even in a normal deal of writing a letter to your parent or close friend. Okay, please, it is important that you practice letter writing. Though the social media we have today may not encourage letter writing, but for the purpose of having a good standard knowledge of letter writing and English language, and even for the purpose of exam, it is very, very important that you learn letter writing. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so that when new videos are uploaded, you will be notified. Thank you once again. Goodbye.